Cafe Networking podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Rioch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Today we talk with Malene Bendtsen. She's joining us from Copenhagen in Denmark. Malene Bendtsen is a publishing rebel, a Web3 enthusiast, founder of Goosebump, helping entrepreneurs with a teaching or speaking business grow their impact, income, and loyal customer base. So Malene, how will Web3 and blockchain technology change publishing, and why should authors even care?
Well, I can say for sure that book publishing will be changing, as well as many other industries and marketing altogether. So book publishing is a very mature industry, and honestly, it's a candidate for disruption. And I want to give you a few pointers to why I think so. So first of all, there are a few players only that makes up for 80% of all book sales. And while we're also having more independent publishers, this tells us that the rest of the publishing industry is actually getting a little bit squeezed in there.
Not a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
They're getting run over.
And we've thought for a long time that print on demand and these self-publishing opportunities would be the big breakthrough of innovation in this industry. But that's just an incremental industry. We still, after the introduction of print on demand, we have the same problems that authors, they get just a minor share of book sales. They don't get any customer data.
Right.
And they have to wait a long time to get paid for their time with the royalties. It can be up to 6 months, even longer, before they get paid. And even though if you publish traditionally or you self-publish, you are going to do all of the marketing, or at least the vast majority of the marketing yourself. So how does publishing industry really serve authors? That was my big question going into diving a little bit more into these new technologies. So since the 80s, pioneers have been working on a new internet based on blockchain technology. And I was working already back for 15 years ago. I did a project on blockchain technology, but it was for the geeks still. It was some guys in a basement, I suppose, that were fascinating about what the technology could do.
Right.
But now it's breaking through the surface and it's becoming commercial solutions. And all of the bigger brands, they are paying attention now.
Well, I agree with you because just recently, obviously I've been following blockchain technology, but we tend to see, and it has been focused worldwide here in Brazil, on the fintechs, on the financial areas, when it comes to crypto, currencies and what have you. So that's all up there. The other uses really haven't surfaced, and it struck me when you talk about blockchain technology and publishing. That's intriguing.
Yeah. So just to give a brief, very, very brief introduction to what Web3 is for those who don't know. So Web3, Web 1 was when we all got the internet. It was companies presenting information on pages that we could read only. So we couldn't contribute. So Web 2 is the social media era where the users are the product, really. We are the content creators. We are the product. Without users on the platform, there's no money to be made. So we're the product, and we are not getting a share of that profit. We do not get the data. So we have all of these same problems in the social media space. So
in that sense, I agree with you. We're all publishers. We're all putting out content.
We are, and there are intermediaries that are kind of getting all of the profits. So Web3 is about decentralization. It's about going from those few if you think about it, how few people in the world are actually making all of the major decisions. Even big companies, it's very few people who are actually setting the rules. And there's a big movement, power to the people, that really started in the 60s. But it's becoming...
It's flourishing now. Okay.
Yeah, it's flourishing. It's coming back with new power and this demand for decentralization. And the new thing is that we now have the technology mature enough that it can actually support the power to the people movement.
Well, but to bring that in the practical sense, I was an author myself. I wrote a book, and I've been exactly what you said. I felt, did all the hard work, the content, the months of preparing the book, launching it, what have you. And they say the content was mine, but
Yes.
the money wasn't. I really didn't see any return. The cost of investment was high. The return in branding is good. I can't say that that's bad, but no money in the bank. So what I hear you saying, and I've been following, so now I could still be the owner of what I'm creating.
Yeah.
But it will be easier for me to make money off of that. So the money could come back to me directly or in a larger percentage. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. And what specifically is happening is that a part of Web3 is the NFTs. Mm-hmm. NFT is a non-fungible token, and we don't need to understand all of the details of that in order to understand how we can use it as an author. So let's skip the more technical part, but it is an NFT is a token of ownership. So it's minted, it's called minted directly into a blockchain. So it's recorded, you can say set in stone. It's set in stone forever who owns what, and it's completely transparent. It cannot be changed. So
but it is negotiable.
It is you can transfer that ownership to someone else.
Okay, charge for that. So there's value in that.
There's value in that. So an NFT consists usually of some kind of digital artwork, an image, a GIF, video, QR code, whatever, something visible. And people who have read about NFTs, they quite often have read about this artwork. But what few people realize is that there's a smart contract behind it. And that's really what you're buying. You're buying what it can do. What can this NFT do? Sometimes they can only do the digital art image, and it's a collector's mindset that I want this because either I like those and I collect them, or because I think of it as an investment. I think the value is going to go up and I can sell it at a profit at a later point in time. But the more interesting part is really that it can do so much more. One thing it can do is that if you publish your book as an NFT, because you can do that, you can deliver your book along with additional resources to the NFT holder. So they're buying an NFT, and they're getting your book, but they can also get, in my case, for example, they're getting a course called NFT for Authors that goes along with the book. It can
really
also
you're revolutionizing this whole thing. Most people that I've interviewed a lot of authors here on my podcast, and they're highly involved in writing the book, telling their story. They all have fantastic stories.
Yes.
But few of them really talk about the business side. So you're really becoming a rebel. So your clients, they have to obviously, they have to wake up early, get in touch with you, and really have a deeper understanding of what this is all about.
Well, my background is innovation and business modeling and marketing, so my mind is searching for this all the time. What are the new ways that we can do this? How can we stand out as authors?
Well, I think you already have, because what attracted me, obviously, is what we're talking about. It's hard. You're the first person I've found. We're talking about Web3 and technology for publishing, and your book is the Next Gen Author. Really, you're helping people who are authors or want to be authors, and the next generation is not next; it's here, it's today.
Yes. And it's not the next generation as young people. This is next gen as the technology and what authorship is. Because here's the thing: one thing is you can sell your book as an NFT with all of the advantages of this being built on the blockchain, but the buyer of that NFT, the buyer of your book, they can also resell it, and you can get paid again. So that's not happening in the world we know of in Web2.
Right.
Yeah, and also you might have a relationship building strategy so that you over time keep adding value to that NFT holder through their NFT or through their digital wallet, so you can push out more value to them over time. And if they know you well, they might be wondering, should I keep my NFT? Because I'm sure there's going to be good stuff coming my way if I'm still a holder of this NFT. Maybe I will get a free access pass to an event, or maybe I can have dinner with the author, or maybe I can have, I don't know, it can be many things. Whatever kind of value you want to provide to your readership, because that will become a word, my readership. Before I didn't know. In a Web2 world, we don't know who bought our books.
That's true. I agree with you.
But in Web3, you will kind of have a hook in them, and you can keep working on that relationship. So
and that's back to the point that you made earlier, the data. The data becomes yours. You become the owner of the information.
You become the owner of that relationship. And you can have a strategy that they should hold on to their NFT, even that you want to incentivize them in contributing to the value of that NFT to go up, so they at a later point might want to sell at a profit. So they can kind of become, you can fund your projects using NFTs. You can really fund your book project from the beginning.
Well, it starts from a very simple thing. You will have money. You will have money. We can do that today, but we don't have the money to do it. So.
Yeah, but you
will have. What we're saying, basically, that's it. From ownership comes value, and from value comes money.
Yeah, but also what I'm saying is that the NFT holder has ownership,
right?
Not necessarily copyrights. You can decide whether or not you are licensing your copyrights as well as part of the utility of that NFT. But the actual NFT, that specific block on the blockchain, that's theirs, and they can resell it. So the more value you add, the more will they be perhaps intensified to hold or to sell, and every time you will get paid as an author.
Fantastic. Well, Malene, we're coming to the end of our time, but I want to know, how can our listeners find you? How can those authors out there find you?
Well, very soon, the book will be available on all platforms. Right now, it's available on goosebump.pop. And obviously, Goosebump, this is what this topic gives you, right? So goosebump.pop as in publishing, or where you get your beer. And there it's available right now as a paperback pre-order. And if you buy a handful, so you can share this message with your friends, you're even getting a free NFT so you can try it out.
Wow. I want to do that. Well, Malene, thanks. It's been really invigorating. Way to start not only a day here, but really I think this is energizing for many authors that I've seen and feel that are really using a lot of energy and unfortunately seem to be spinning tires. They're not getting anywhere. So I want to congratulate you again on your revolution.
Thank you.
And hope that some of our followers, our listeners, readers, do get in touch with you, okay?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. And for our audience, it is Malene Bendtsen, and it's Malene, the last name Bendtsen, just Copenhagen, Denmark. And her site is goosebump.pub. That's GOOSEBUMP.pub. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. And more information about them at www.focusmi.com. Thanks for listening until the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.